Розгади. Гади. Hello, dear colleagues. Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but I have some problems with my net, so I don't know if the course will be very well. I hope so.
Okay, don't worry. Let us wait for just 1-2 minutes. Some other our colleagues are going to attend the session and then continue.
If I can attend the session, I must leave some minutes before the end because I have an evaluation at 12. Well, 12 because here it's 11 now, with my students. So I must leave some minutes to
Okay.
go to another room, okay?
Okay, no problem.
Sorry.
Thank you for noting. I think we should start. Okay, dear colleagues, let us start our session and we'll wait maybe some other participants who wanted to attend our session will enter and I admit them. First of all, I would like to thank you for attending and for choosing this session. The first one, I would like to say that there are other colleagues that wanted to attend the session, but they could not. Because of that, we decided to record the session. Do you agree with it or do you deny? Please tell me if you agree with recording.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. So I will continue recording. Would you, another thing I would like to ask you, could you please turn on your videos as the group is small, and I think for interaction for this type of session it would be much more efficient if we look at each other and discuss the things I have prepared. Maybe probably you found out in my syllabus what I'm going to discuss with you. Actually, when I was thinking about the session, about today's session, I decided not to teach something, but I just wanted to give opportunity for me and for you, for my colleagues, to think about, from my point of view, important things, important issues about going back to universities. I don't know whether you know that in Georgia we still have a not very good situation. We could not open the schools. Both my kids are online. Okay, thank you. And some participants are writing and I responded. I think I had expectation and optimism that we would go back to universities in October. We start autumn semester in October, but I think that we'll still continue distance learning. But when I was thinking about this session and the topics of this session, pandemic situation was normalizing. So I decided that the topic I prepared would be interesting, not only for me, but also for you who decided to attend this session. I will share my, my presentation now. And the topic and the topic I want to talk with you to exchange our thoughts and experience is about teaching in time of back to new normal. Maybe not this semester for me, for Georgian lecturers and teachers will have opportunity to go back to universities and to start to continue teaching face-to-face in physical evidence, but sometime this opportunity will come, maybe in spring. So I started thinking about this topic, and I started thinking about what changed in myself, what changed in my colleagues. During this period, we are sitting home and teaching and preaching through screens. And then I found out that there are some things that changed in myself, and probably in my colleagues too. So I named my presentation "Teaching in Time of Back to New Normal." Please, if you will have any thoughts to discuss, any notes, any questions or topics you'd like to just write, please feel free. As I told you, I'm here not for teaching something, just for discussing with you I think interesting topics. So the goal of our session is to start creating the view about transferring online teaching experience to teaching in physical classrooms. We had a lot of trainings. I had a lot of trainings during this period, a lot of sessions, a lot of webinars, and I acquired a lot of new skills. I acquired the technologies that helped me in teaching, and a lot of skills that I taught my students to learn and follow and transfer their knowledge and their skills to distance learning. So the goal for me, and I just wanted to share with you, is to start creating the view about transferring those skills, those experience we acquired during online teaching when we go back to physical classrooms. Do you agree with this goal? Because the goal is very important and is essential thing when we start doing something, as you know, because if the group does not agree to the goal, and if the goal is not shared, we will not be able to get to the goal. So what about you? Is it the goal for you too? Okay, very good, Paula. Thank you very much. Natalia, Eliana, are you here? Natalia and Liana, are you here? Okay, maybe they have problem with microphone. Okay. As for the learning outcomes, these outcomes are thoughtful psychological attitude for the time back to physical classrooms. And probably you agree with me that we all had some psychological transformation when we started teaching this, we switched to distance learning. So then we will have the same psychological transformation when we go back to physical classrooms. So we might have also the list of tools that will be transferred to in-class teaching. During the trainings, as we taught a lot of tools, platforms that helped us during the distance learning. Maybe we will choose from them some tools that will help us in class teaching. Outline also, one of the outcomes of our session would be outline of teaching and learning methodology for the time we go back to physical classrooms. And the last one is enriched and modernized teaching program for in-class lectures. For example, I went through my syllabus and somehow modernized, I might say, those tools and methodology I had. And there are some for me, very interesting things. I would leave them and continue with them when I go back to classroom. So, first of all, I'd like to ask you, did you start thinking about going back to class? Paula, did you? What about you? Are you still online teaching?
Yes. No, we have mixed classrooms last year in a period we are not when we were not confined and in isolation. We have started our classrooms last year in a mixed form. Some students in classes and the other students online. So we have our classes because we have a few number of students presentially. Then we went home and our classes were totally online. And in April we came to the mixed classes. In presential classes face-to-face and the simultaneous online classes. Now we are beginning in October and we have not yet all roles, but we think we will begin in a mixed form. Some students in classes face-to-face and the others in the computer.
Okay. I'm sorry, I really cannot pronounce. So we have message here that we have, and in the message I can read that we have combined mode of teaching here in Belarus. Our colleague from Belarus is telling us those students who are on quarantine study online and the rest of them study in class. Very good. Frankly speaking, I don't have experience teaching this kind of mixed class, teaching mixed class. When we had that very hard situation, pandemic situation, we all switched to distance learning, so we did not have mixed classes. So, but when I was reading about this type of teaching, I could imagine that that it's not very easy, I think.
Yes, it's not very easy. Yes. It's better having all students in class face to face or all students at home.
Yes.
Because we were every time to, for example, work teams, groups, students. We have some students here, and we have at Zoom simultaneous and different rooms for the students to work in groups. But the presidential group have one student, for example, with COVID or in isolation, and they must work in classes and online simultaneously.
Okay.
It were not very easy.
Yes, yes, I can imagine that it's not easy. So maybe you start thinking about going back to class, or maybe you did not start thinking, but this session would push you thinking, start thinking what will happen when we go back there and stand. Like now our students just see our heads and shoulders. And when we go physically, what will happen? Maybe we'll start stumbling on our feet. Okay, so when you start thinking about going back to school, what are your emotions, thoughts, expectations, or feelings? Can you just name them? Are you more like afraid or excited or feeling good or scared? What do you think?
Well, I have
What
some
are your
expectations. I think it will be good because teaching and learning is based on the pedagogical relationship, and this is very,
Yes.
very important. So it will be better, certainly.
Yes, sure. And Natalia, our colleague, Natalia is saying that actually no special feelings, as we did not have much time teaching online. And Liana tells us that she's feeling good, very good, very good. As for me, I'm really excited and I have positive feelings, a positive attitude, and waiting for this time. Okay, thank you very much for responding. So during all this period and semesters, we had remote courses, remote student support services, remote graduation ceremonies also. On one hand, and on the other hand, we are preparing for going back to new normal. And what is between these two sides? For me, this is opportunity to rethink system-wide my classes, my syllabus, initiatives that sustain pedagogical and technological gains and cultivate an enduring innovative culture. This is how what's my attitude. So every time I think about our semesters, while we were teaching online, that what is it for me? And for me, it was opportunity to acquire new skills, and not only acquire theoretically, but testing it. In the beginning, I was also a little bit scared about distance learning, but it was opportunity for me to transfer and rethink system-wide what I was doing for more than 10 years in higher education. Here I have QR code, and if you have a QR scanner, you can scan it. Okay. Okay, Yana tells us that she had the same things, and she agrees with me. Dear colleagues, could you please scan QR code, and then you'll have a question there on poll everywhere. And the question is, what are the lessons we teachers, lecturers have learned from remote teaching? colleagues, maybe do you have the answers? Okay, sorry. I thought maybe there is a technical issue that I had to fix. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Natalia is saying that she had unexpected results. I can't type in a form. That's why I would. Okay, I know. Okay, our colleague from Belarus is saying that the lessons about the lessons that unknown, slow progress, blurry expectations, about expectations. Okay, as the answers here that the lessons are here, we need more active learning. Yes, that's right, and I will emphasize on it later. Higher education goes further, really. New challenges give real opportunities to renew it. Yes, not only for us teachers, but for administrative staff also. Okay, thank you very much. So these are the lessons we learned during pandemic, during online teaching. Okay. So let's not go back to normal and not call normal. And the argument behind it is that going back to the way things were would be a missed opportunity. This is what Paula, I think it was you that wrote that these are new opportunities. So there are some colleagues in higher education, and not only higher education, that say that don't call it new, don't call normal when we go back. Let's not go back to new normal, as going back to the way things were would be a missed opportunity. And if we decide that, okay, we were teaching online and now close all this and go back to the years we were teaching and transfer all that to so-called new normal, it won't work, and it will be missed opportunity, not only for us teachers but also for our students, because as we progressed in new skills, in technologies, also they have new attitude, renewed attitude to learning, to teaching, and towards our and the expectations are new from them towards us. Okay, let's think and answer. Now, are the lessons worth keeping for teaching in class? And for this, again, you can scan my QR code. And if you think that these lessons worth keeping, namely, which are they? And if you go to this link, you will have a Padlet there. Okay, I will activate my Padlet here so that you can see. Here it is. I will share my Padlet. So here is the pink button, plus button. Just click and give us your thoughts. If you'd like for me to go back to the QR code, I will do it. Just write to me. Colleagues, are you working on this question, or do you want me to skip it?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, our colleague from Belarus is saying that I will copy your answer, okay, here. Oops. I'll do it here now. Chat. Okay, thank you. Oops. I don't know, it's not coping. I don't know what happens. So it's not copying from chat. To encourage students to be more active than before. This is what our colleague from Belarus, to encourage students to be more active than before. This is the lesson. Okay, so we have another question answer here. Flipped classroom and Mentimeter and more groups were and discussions. Okay.
Yes, sorry for that.
Okay, yes, very good. Okay, as for the tools, Paula, I use also Mentimeter and I like Poll Everywhere also, because it has function to install in PowerPoint slides.
Okay.
And it's unlimited slides. You can use unlimited slides, and it's very useful. For example, even for this session, I installed those the previous question, so I don't have to jump from Poll Everywhere link to my PowerPoint slides. So you just insert it.
Okay.
And you
can you tell me again? It's pool.
Poll everywhere.
Everywhere,
Poll
okay.
everywhere. Yes, I will write it for you here in
Okay,
chat.
thank you.
For
I
all of you.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, okay, that's very useful, very useful. I like it really. I will write it to everyone. And so you can copy it. Yes, and as for another tool I use, this is Padlet. I really like Padlet for group works. I use it. I think it's not difficult to use, and especially that the Padlet, as maybe you know, that has a Facebook structure. You can like use like Facebook, and all our students know what to do in Facebook, and even interface is familiar with them. So you can arrange the posts in Facebook manner. So I have tried other tools also. There are, as you know, there are so many, more than 100, more than two, maybe even more than 200 tools. But very often I use Polarware, Mentimeter, and Padlet. This is one. This is another experience I have gained, that I had. I knew a lot of tools, and I had a lot of tools in my reservoir, but then I started testing them, and then I chose which were more convenient for me, more convenient for my students. Then I will continue using it when I go back. Liana also saying that the main lesson is that we are not alone. Okay, good, very good. And there are a lot of tools to implement. Yes, there are a lot of tools to implement. Yes, but I think that changing tools every time for every lecture, it's a little bit confusing for students also, because technological literacy maybe is not high, and if you change every time, maybe students get confused. So because of that, I said that I just chose 3 tools for this semester. Maybe I will start trying another tools, another 3 or 4 tools for another semester. As for the first lesson, Liana, you are writing that the main lesson is that we are not alone. It's very important, because when I really remember that first month when I got email about this news, and probably all of us felt somehow alone, because we could not go out and see each other. But then the university managed to build some communities. We had a lot of meetings, and we saw that we are not alone, that not only us have this maybe challenges, not problems, but challenges, and we all decided to work on them together. So it was easy when, you know, like this is psychological attitude, when the plane falls down, I don't know how, but scientists measured if there would be one passenger, the level of fairness, the scarceness is higher than there are hundreds of passengers. So it's like to compare when we had meetings and I had some like confusion or problems, and other colleagues would say and mention, I was somehow calmed down that I'm not alone. Thank you, Oliana, very much. Okay, so any other thoughts you may have? Maybe you have to add. No? Okay. So we answered this question also, namely which were those lessons that worth keeping. Yes, so it was, just to sum up, it was group discussions, and we would use those tools that we tested during distance learning. So as for the third question, I wanted to ask was, how can we teachers equip and improve on those lessons? We somehow already answered these questions, this question. Maybe you would like to add something? So this is the answer for this question would be to continue on improving, continue exploring new tools, not to decide that, okay, distance learning is over, we go back and now I will continue where I stopped 2 years ago. No, just continue developing ourselves, developing in terms of technological literacy.
Yes, sorry, because it's not only our problem if we will back to the normal, because the students are already working on those technologies, and they will tell us, okay, this is not good now. Back to the normal. They learn to learning with those tools too, and with those new methodologies. So yes. I think it's not possible to go back.
Yes, it's not possible, and if it happens, we will lose our students.
Yes,
we will lose their interest, and we will be like they will not have passion, and they will not have interest, and they will be bored finally. And as we see on research, on researches, that's what is the first thing students require, like from others, to be fun, lessons to be fun. Like gamification is very important today, yes, because all our students and even my kids and younger generation, they play different games, so their mind is somehow, their mind frame is somehow rearranged for gaming. So they need gamification even for learning new sciences. Their mind would be more absorbing like gamified information, not just the information we used to get when we were students in last century. Okay. Okay, Yana is sending, unfortunately, it's not over, just continuing mission to explore. Just continuing mission to explore. Yes, that's right. Yeah, it's endless. I can agree, it's endless, because technology is like never stops. It's developing day after day, and if we don't get something new yesterday, tomorrow all the information we have will get old. By the way, yesterday I was listening to the pilot, airplane pilot, and they were talking about the dangerous like situations, and he said that birds are very dangerous for flight, and another pilot said that nowadays not only birds but drones Yeah, so you see, like I was so astonished, you know, like drones in the airs, and then maybe I'm sitting in the airplane, and because of drones, something happens with me. But this is technology. This is technology, how it develops, and even these pilots who have experience for more than 30 or 40 years have to accustom to these new trends in the air, that maybe drone will get in the that's uh, in the plane. Yes, and make okay. Natalia is sending a message to us. I make podcasts. So good, very good. Making forecasts, podcasts is very good. My students like them much. Okay, very good. Liana is. Yes, podcasts are like getting more trendy in Georgia also. I may try also. Thank you for insight. And Liana is sending also sending a message. The further in, the deeper. Yes, as in everything, as in our science, we are teaching. As we go further in, we go deeper and deeper, and then we go find out that we don't know much about these things. Yes, and this is very interesting. This is what motivates and motivates us, and not only motivates, but we are acting, and this action, we are in action every day. Okay, colleagues, let us continue. So what are the other lessons taught from online teaching? I was reading some articles about this when I was getting prepared for this, and what were the other lessons? That we are not alone. This is what our colleague said a couple of minutes ago. When venturing out, do so with the mindset of an explorer. Yes, this is like we all became explorers. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yeah, so share what you have learned. Yes, this community building was very, very important. Share, because there are so we have information overload, and even though we have information overload, we cannot learn everything. We cannot be experts in everything. So we need each other to share experience and say, you know, like I tried it last week, and it turned very well, and it worked very well. And if you have this kind of problem, why don't you try this? And you don't have to like test it. I have tried, and be sure that it will work for you also. So like knowledge sharing. Start every class with a detailed written description of what you are doing to do and why. So I have kids, teenager kids, and every time they asking me why, because their mind frame is like, mindset is a little bit, you know, like more they need precise answers. And if we say that you should learn this because I think so, they always will be like, why? What will I have? What will I get from that? So another lesson that other colleagues name is to work to build rapport with students, and it's a little bit difficult through the screens. You agree, probably, yes? Very difficult, because some students are in villages, for example. Some of them don't have good internet. Some of them have economical issues. Some of them has like psychological issues and so on, depression and so on. So building rapport becomes not easy as it's when we go in physical classroom. Show your face. Show your face. I couldn't believe when I found out that there are some lecturers that have their videos off. they don't show face, and how can they build reports, and how they demand students to show off their faces. I really don't understand. Another lesson our colleagues says that consider using positive reinforcement to hold students accountable. This positive reinforcement really works. Stay engaged. So the next one is stay engaged even when allowing students to work on their own. When we make like group works, we should our presence is very important, and don't leave them alone. Continue to offer opportunities for personalization. We are human beings, and we need personalized attitude. And maybe you will tell them to write a letter, or asking if they need our personalized help. It's really good for them. Ask for feedback from your students. Asking feedback. We in our university administration arranges it and makes like research questionnaire for feedback, but sometimes I'm not. I need more information from my students, and I make a questionnaire for myself by myself, emphasizing those topics I'm interested in, and I ask my students to give me feedback. Anonymous feedback. So it's really good, because we should act like they need, and not how I want, what I think. So
sorry to interrupt you, because I think it's important when you say show your face. It's very important, and lots of students don't keep the camera working. Yes. But this year I have some experiences when we go home, and the students were only learning online, and in a class that we have lots of students, 200 students, the students were with camera off, but when we do small groups, 3 students, 4 students working in the Zoom, in the some classes separated, lots of rooms, when we teachers were room by room, when we arrive at the small rooms, they were with camera on.
Yes, okay.
And we said, okay, if you are with camera on, why not? And step by step, they were turning their cameras, because in a small groups they were okay. In a big group, they were cameras on. And our problem with faces is already when we are those mixed form, because when we teach face by face in class, we must use mask, because we have students in classes, and the others that are online are looking to us, and they see not our expressions
on
so
screen,
difficult.
In
yes
mask.
Yes, on screen in mask, because we have some students presentially. So this is very important, because we smile, we have we have the dimension, the relation is very important.
Yeah. When I asked my teenager daughter, why don't you turn on video, because the teacher sent a letter to me that my kid never turns on. I asked her, and the answer was okay, answer was like this, because sometimes internet not is stable, and when I start talking, I might be fixed in a very funny emotion, like something like this, and that the friend of my classmate would start laughing at me. Yes. Okay, so we have a couple of messages here. Natalia is writing, in the beginning, my students didn't like to turn on their cameras, but later they used to do this. It's so interesting. How did you manage that they start using videos? Maybe you will share your experience. Natalia. And Liana is also saying, how do you give positive reinforcement? Could you give us some examples? Okay, about positive reinforcement, I can give you an example. For example, after class, I summarize, and sometimes, if I have time, I record video, like 7 minutes video, and send it. And not only, and in video, I'm not talking only about the topics, about the subject, but also some things I think that it's important for them beside the lecture, beside the topics, besides the themes we discussed. I always say positive. I always stay positive, and sometimes I think that I might be a little bit more kind than I should be, because sometimes I think that, okay, a student in a country, in a village, stays, and there was a research that they say that when the students go next to hotels or guest houses or big supermarkets, for internet, because not everybody has internet, yes. And I say that, okay, if you don't have a good internet, it's okay, you tape your presentation, you will get a mark on that. If you don't have, like, the main issue is internet, and in terms of internet, I try to be positive. Any other examples, Natalia, for not only for Natalia, but for all of us to share? Maybe you others attendees have. Okay. Okay, so we talked a lot about ourselves, yes, what we think, what are our expectations, what are our emotions, and what about students? What have they learned during remote teaching? One thing Paula already mentioned is that the level of technological literacy also raised in students. Yes. Are there any lessons you think students learned and we must know?
I think they have learned that they must improve their learning and they must be active. It's very important, because if they are not active, they do not learn.
Yes, and one more thing I would add is that I think that they learned that that just attending classes is not enough. They need skills. 21st century skills are not only going to the class and listening carefully to the lecturer. They need skills that are essential in 21st century. And every time in the beginning of the semester, I tell my students that I'm not here to teach you something. And I see who have their cameras on, their astonished eyes. So probably they are thinking, so why are you here? But I say that I'm not going to teach you something. I'm here to help you to learn. I'm here to put you in a right track. What to read, what not to read, maybe what is trendy, what is outdated, on what to spend more time. This is the reason I'm here, and not just preaching whatever I have learned or I know. I will transfer my knowledge, my experience, but it's not enough for you, because you should know what you need. And I'm here to just to just help you and that you are not alone. And I'm here for you to share with me your thoughts, your experience in terms of the subject I'm teaching. So for those, very good note, Paula, you mentioned that students who are like smart students who realized what happened in the world is that they should start acquiring skills that are essential and very important for the 21st century to be successful.
And I think they learned because the first experience when we stopped the first confinement, I teach a course in a master degree, physical education, teacher education, and the students they were at first here, they learned those technologies, and last year they were at school and at practicum, and they were teachers. And some of them say that with those kids last here, they're students at school, they are beginning teachers. They work and they improve some of those tools with their students at schools. So I think it's beginning to happen.
Yes, that's right. Okay, thank you very much. I have sent a link here of the tool in chat. Do you see?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, my dear colleagues, we're finished. As you know, we just had 1 hour. I really want to thank you again. Let us wish health, happiness, prosperity, and back to classes.
Yes.
Okay, I wish you all the best health, first of all, and success. Thank you very much and goodbye.
Thank you for.
Thank you.
For
dear colleagues,
place.
you will get my email about the evaluation form. Please just take 3-4 minutes for this. As soon as we finish, I will send it on your emails, okay?
Okay, I will write later, okay? Because at this moment I must go to other room to an evaluation, okay?
I know.
Okay.
Whenever you have time. Okay, thank you again. Thank you. Be healthy, and maybe we will meet in a physical room sometime.
Yes.
Okay, and definitely we will.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Goodbye. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Bye.